All right, moving on to the next segment. I've got Louis Zabala here to have a chat. So he's in the chair, and so going into. I'm very excited to sort of hear how how your progression's sort of come along, and just hear your story. And it's an interesting story. We were talking off air before, so I'm excited to kind of give this to the fans. Yeah. You had a fantastic 2021. You're nominated for Young Player of the Year, captained the Raw Youth side to a semi-final. Unfortunately, a loss against Olympic, but that's the best finish that the Raw Youth side has had in the NPL. Yeah. And you also found yourself in the team of the season. So congratulations on that fantastic year.
Thank you.
How was it to be part of that?
Yeah, I think obviously those individual accolades, I think that's just a reward for being part of such a great team that we had there last season. There was a lot of good players there, and we had a very good squad. But I think at the start of the season we made it clear that maybe in the past the Raw hadn't done as good as maybe they should have, and we made it clear that we wanted to play finals football, and we started the season well and pretty much just kept on rolling and maybe people thought maybe we were going to drop off and drop points during the middle of the season, but I think credit to everyone, the coaching staff and the players, we just kept going and I think in the end, we had chances to maybe even pick up more points than we did. So it was a great season individually and collectively. I was just happy to be part of that team.
Yeah, Cyrus Demi actually one player of the year is nominated alongside you, and it was fantastic to see his rise and he's season out a great season.
Playing in the midfield when we had Eli Adams, Cyrus Demi, Keegan Yalicic, all up front.
Yeah,
give them service, and we've all seen what they've done in the NPL in the past. So I think Cyrus had 24 goals or something like that.
He scored quite a few.
Yeah, some absolutely ridiculous stats there, and Eli, Keegan as well. Just give them a ball and let them do what they do. So my job's not too hard.
Class players. It's been great to see the pathway of the Raw Youth coming into the first team. You picked up yourself and signed a professional contract in sort of towards the end of January. Debuted on the 15th against Sydney FC and played 12 appearances since. So how has that been to get in and amongst that atmosphere and that environment?
I've been training with the first team since they started their pre-season in August last season, but I think I've been training and I've been ready for the debut, but it all kind of happened very quickly. Obviously there was the COVID situation, we had a few players in and out, and the opportunity came maybe earlier than expected, but it came, and I took that opportunity, and since then I haven't looked back. I've been just working hard, trying to keep improving, keep my spot in the team, and help the team as best as I can. At the moment, I'm just enjoying it and taking it for what it is. But definitely want to keep on pushing now and secure a spot in the starting team. Moving forward.
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously worked close with Warren Moon. Like since he's come in, he's sort of been looking over the junior program a lot closer than say previous coaches have. Being a Queenslander himself, he wants to push Queenslanders through, which is awesome to see.
We've always had the quality there, and normally a lot of them have gone elsewhere to pursue that. So it's great that he's actually looking.
For sure.
And just how is it like that you get these opportunities? Like how much does that motivate the players in the youth team that's playing in the NPL to really sort of see that they can actually get selected?
100%. And even when I first came into the Raw Youth program, that's when Alex Parsons was starting to kind of break through and players like that. And then given that we did do so well in the NPL last season, I suppose it is rewarding to see that players like myself and even Eli starting to play now, Cyrus, are getting opportunities in the first team, because, when you're in the academy and you're doing well, and if players aren't getting rewarded for it, then, it's easy to say, well, what are we doing here?
What's the point?
And maybe they do start to look elsewhere. But when you are doing well and then you are being rewarded for it, I think it keeps the players hungry. It knows that there is a clear pathway for them, and that maybe that step is closer than they think. It's reality. at other clubs or maybe previously here that, even though the NPL team is a reserve team for the first team, maybe that step hasn't been as possible. But I think now, especially on the back of the results that and with Warren there, looking closely at it, I think the possibility and opportunities are there, and players are taking them at the moment. So it's good to see.
Yeah, how else in the coaching environment there? You've obviously got Chris Grossman as well, former Brisbane Roar player himself, and Owen Baker, who came from Strikers after their FFA Cup success in 2019. How does that sort of coaching environment?
I think firstly, it's good that there is connection and cohesion between Chris Grossman and Warren Moon, and they talk regularly, and you can see that there is a pathway, and they are talking. Who's doing well. And you get those opportunities. But with Owen and Chris in the youth setup there, they're doing a fantastic job, I think. Especially Owen with the 23s there, he's promoting a lot of young players there. It's a very, very young team there, and I think it's great for those young players getting that exposure at a young age, and then the ones that are doing well in the 23s are getting opportunities the same in NPL.
Well, Sam Klein, he was in the 23s last year. He played a few first team minutes for you in the back end of last season. And then also in the first team. Recently he picked himself a cap. So
exactly.
That's awesome to see for those young players.
And that's the evidence that, it is there and the pathway is there. So, for the young players, I mean, they've got to keep working hard and keep performing, and, could be them next. So.
Credit to your squad, as you said before. A lot of them are getting opportunities either in the first team or they've gone into NPL teams and succeeded there. So
100%.
It goes to show that it's not just one pathway, and
exactly
and that you did have a really strong squad last season.
No, I don't think we could have done what we did last season without the squad that we had. There was depth, and I think that was a good balance as well. So
it was building over a few years as well, wasn't it?
And that's right. And that's the thing. They were getting opportunities when they were younger, maybe not, fully ready with the physicality side of men's football, but, that early, getting those opportunities earlier, it repaid later. And I think it's still, while it hasn't been a perfect start for the Royal Youth team this season, I think they'll still, pick up some good results along the way and still be competitive.
Yeah. When did you come into that squad?
So I came in at the January last season, so for pre-season before the NPL season last season. So that was my first season here, and I mean, things went very well for me. I can't complain about that.
Yeah.
So you are born in Guru, am I pronouncing it? Guru. Just outside of Townsville there. So in the northern region of our state. Played at Burdekin for a number of years and then moved into Townsville. What was it like playing your junior football in such a regional sort of place there?
Obviously I just got into football. My brothers were playing there, a couple of years older than me, and parents took me along and started playing and loved it. Turned out I wasn't too bad. And it's all I ever really wanted to do. But from a young age, opportunities are more limited, obviously being in a regional area. You don't necessarily get the exposure to playing regularly against other high-quality kids and high-quality coaching all the time. But I think, I'm proof that it is possible if you've got the ability and if you want it and work hard and
the drive to get there.
If you're dedicated and sacrifice for it, then it is possible. It's not as easy, but the possibilities are there.
So what would you recommend to a young, person possibly in a regional area or whatever, just who has a passion for football and a belief, and what would you recommend they sort of to do to kind of
I think
if
you love it and that's what you want to do, then I think you got to put in a lot of hard work by yourself, not especially being in the regional areas, you don't always have that team environment or that competitive environment day in, day out where you need to succeed. So it's got to be self-driven a lot of the time. Even, when you don't really want to do it, but if that's what you want to do, then you got to motivate yourself and find ways to keep motivated. And for kids, that's if you work hard, anything's possible. And yeah, they've got to be driven and it can happen.
Yeah. So what was your moment? You moved down to Sydney to do 11 and 12, but what was the moment that you kind of decided, or you kind of knew that you could make something of this, or you really wanted to?
So when I was in Townsville, being in the regional areas, you don't know, like, I was good in Townsville, but I didn't know how I matched up, against kids from Brisbane, Sydney, across the country. So, we came down to Brisbane and Sydney for tournaments and stuff like that, and we always were competitive and did well. But I think when I got to that 15 years old, that age, it was kind of like, do you want to focus on school and go down that path, or do you want to give this a shot for real? And that's all I ever wanted to do, and thankfully my family were in a position where they could, move, and they sacrificed a lot to go down to Sydney for that. And massive risk, obviously. We didn't know
the pressure as well
how it was going to go.
It's a very scary thing to do.
Yeah, it's a massive move. And my parents, my dad stayed with my brothers and sister and on the farm, and my mum moved with me to Sydney. So for 2 years, massive sacrifices. And
it's paid off.
In the end, it's paid off. But like I said, I was very fortunate to have my parents, back me that much and be able to support me. So for them, massive sacrifices, for my whole family. And so it's nice for me that I can,
give back in a way.
Yeah, that I've made it. It's nice for them to see that their sacrifices were worth it. And I think that's encouraging for other people, other families in the same situation as well, that, if you are in a position where you can and, that's an option, then, it's a possibility.
Yeah. Why not take it?
Yeah.
Yeah. After Sydney, you went to Spain as well, and that trip, I suppose, experience was cut short due to COVID.
Yeah.
What was it like when you were over there, though? That's pretty cool.
It's something I always dreamt of, going to Europe and playing in Europe. I still do. But it was unbelievable. Different culture. It was scary at first, just being 18, leaving, just finished school, going overseas by myself. But something I really enjoyed. I think it was great for me, to just mature as a young person, and you learn a lot about yourself. Obviously, different culture, not being able to speak the language.
That would be tough.
Stuff like that. So again, you learn if you really want to make it or not. You're alone over there. Different time zones, it's hard to speak to family, friends, and then you're not really fitting in all the time because you can't speak the language with the players there. Have to be resilient, but I think it was a great learning experience, and I
character building as well there.
100%. So and the football was unreal, and I think that really helped me, even though at the time when COVID happened, it was quite disappointing, and I didn't really know where I was going from there. But I think that experience really helped me be ready for what was to come next.
I was going to say, is that professional environment helped you with the Raws professional environment?
Yeah, and I think it just made it easier that when I did come in to the Raw setup, that I was ready for that opportunity. I wasn't coming in and having to, catch up or
learn what that's like.
You've already done that in a different language. Let me have English.
It was much easier in English. I think I was ready for that opportunity when it came, and I think that being over there helped me to take the opportunities that I've had since I've came back. So
Oh, that's great.
And when you got your starting debut, or not starting debut, but your debut against Sydney, you flew your mum down as well from Townsville. She came down to watch.
No, she didn't actually come to Sydney. She came for my home debut here in Brisbane. But the one in Sydney, it happened so quick that
true. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know until 1 or 2 days before that I was going to be playing, and then it just happened so quickly. They wanted to come, but it wasn't realistic in the end. So
your first home debut, who was that against? It was
Perth. So Perth? We won 1-0 against Perth. Home debut.
That's
Mum
fantastic.
was down. dream debut, really. You know, it was a good performance, and then Henry scored that late goal.
Yeah.
And at the time, that was our first win of the season. So, and to do it at home, in front of, I had my friends there, and my girlfriend, my mum. It was.
That's special.
That was a very special moment for me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I hope, I hope your career is filled with many more special moments. Looking forward to seeing Zabala on the score sheet. Might be a little rare, but
I'm waiting for it too. Don't worry.
The Royal obviously had a pretty tough run with the COVID fixtures and changes with weather and that sort of stuff. It's been a rough season for Warren and the boys, but hopefully you can push through.
I mean, we're doing everything we can from our end. I think maybe we haven't got the results that we wanted and probably the fans wanted this season, but I don't think we've been as far away from where we want to be as the table and the results have showed. I think there has been games where maybe we haven't taken our chances or we've dominated and then been hit on the counter. So while it's very frustrating and the results maybe don't show where we are, I think we are closer than.
And such a young side as well. Bloody a lot of youth is always difficult.
And that's the thing. I think. I mean, obviously, still 4 games to go this season. We want to try and get as many points as we can there. But I think coming into next season, we're going to be better for it. The experiences that, like myself and other players that have just come into the A-League this season have had. I think that's only going to be good for everyone moving forward.
Build everyone's confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. It was good to get an insight into the journey and the path into professional football.